All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of RNW Podcast. It's your boy and Trish We Trust. We got Drew the God, and today we got HB bitch. No NY night, no bed general. It's HB bitch tonight. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Chilling, chilling.
Chilling.
All right, bet. All right, y'all. So like we usually start off, we got Drew the God with the news.
Let me talk to you.
Oh, well, this was an action-packed week for the news. I ain't gonna lie, my son Jim Ross, the good old JR, jumped out the window earlier in the week. He said that Mercedes Monet, formerly Sasha Banks, is not connecting with the AEW crowd and on TV. Not quite sure why she's not connecting. He said that everybody knows she's talented, but it's just not hitting the way that they was looking for. Should I think about that?
Um, I mean, he would know. I would say he would know since he's there every night. He's, calling the show. He would know whether or not she's hitting with the crowd. It's unfortunate if that is the case that she's not, connecting with the crowd because again, she is very talented. I feel like she was able to connect with the crowd in WWE. I'm not sure why it seems like she's not connecting with AEW. Again, I'm not too sure about that, but I mean, it's Jim Ross. Like it's good old JR. Like that's our guy. So he has years and years in the game. So I think he would know. So that's unfortunate though.
Um, I'm not really surprised a little bit. I mean, she's kind of been off and on in terms of being active and stuff like that. And then you're going from one way of one crowd, WWE to AEW. AEW is like maybe closer to the ECW kind of thing. So they're expecting more extreme, fast-paced wrestling. They're not maybe as used to the cutting of promos like WWE likes to do and the vignettes and shit like that. So
Hmm.
I could see her having an issue. They're more fast paced, more wrestling over there, in your face type shit compared to WWE. So I'm not really too surprised about it.
I think she's an in-ring talent for the most part. I think that's always what has made her like solid. I never thought she was that amazing on a mic. I never thought that like the storytelling was great by her outside the ring. So I'm not really surprised that she kind of struggling. I think they product overall is struggling to tell stories.
Hmm.
So I think they figured because she came from WWE that she'd be able to just like inject that into they shit, and it's just not gonna work. Um, yeah,
It's
I
on
don't like
Ricochet.
again. Yeah, she great in the ring, but like I don't know. Most of the stories that you could look back and say, it was a great story. Other people carried it. I think Bailey, turning heel and all that really carried their story together. I
Hmm.
think Bianca becoming an ultimate hero and winning on the grandest stage, main event in WrestleMania, carried that story. Like, is her and Charlotte's feud. Charlotte is like the superhero. Charlotte is her dad. So again,
Hmm.
the story just was already there for her. In AEW, it's a little harder to build compelling stories. Not even long term, like even short term. Like
Hmm.
even like quick turnaround is hard to do. And she got two belts. She's the New Japan Strong Style Champion, which is like their top women's title, and then she is the AEW TBS champion, so she's like the mid card champion in
Hmm.
AEW, which I also thought
Hmm.
was strange. Like she getting paid more than all the women. She getting paid more than most of the men. Why
Hmm.
she got a mid card title? That also could be a part of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much how their structure in
Yeah.
AEW is, but again, like you said, you brought up a good point. If she's getting paid like a top talent, but she got mid card accolades or titles or whatever, that something's not clicking, and it's clear, especially Jim Ross excuse me, Jim Ross is is seeing it.
Yeah, I
Now,
think that's probably the most surprising thing. Yeah.
I would say, I guess I would look for a bit more context. It's like, who did he say this to? Why did he say it? It's probably,
He he said it on Grilling with JR. He said it on his pod. He just
oh,
was
okay.
like casually talking about the product and where it's going and how they're
Hmm.
trying to revitalize AEW. You know, Lashley coming like all everyone is coming in, which for the most part are WWE people. All the people that's coming in, I think they're expecting like that talent exchange to like up like the product. And
Hmm.
it almost seemed like he was trying to reference her as an example of like you can't just hire these people and then expect the product to be better automatically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The next story has to do with Phil Brooks, CM Punk, who is not working Crown Jewel because he has been very critical of Saudi Arabia and a lot of the countries in the Middle East. He feels like it's straight up money grab. He was saying when he was in AEW, I guess there was always this thought in the back of folks' mind when he came to WWE, like would he actually come to WWE knowing that they do these shows and would he work one of the shows? So Sami Zayn, for the most part, has not done that. He's Syrian. He has a very good reason to not be in the Middle East. That it also is like a risk for him. You know, he can get
Hmm.
kidnapped, all kinds of crazy. So I think in some solidarity with Sami Zayn. I know KO has missed the majority of those shows as well. His best friend is Sami Zayn. Like, makes sense. But CM Punk is missing the show. What do y'all think about that? Especially given all of the talk about Punk being for self and not really being a good locker room guy, stuff like that.
I mean, if that's how he personally feels, then he has every right to feel that way and not and decide not to do it. Especially is he doesn't even seem like Triple H or anybody else is kind of like forcing him, saying like, "Nah, you gotta go do that." And if he feels like if it's a money grab, I mean, I feel like general consensus about everybody who looks at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, it is a money grab. Like it's a money grab. It's not really anything that is, I guess, like for wrestling fans is just more like, okay, let's how much money can we make? Um, and we can make a lot of money. I mean, they even built a WWE like experience type attraction in Saudi as well.
Hmm.
So that's just it's just more of like, okay, how much money can we make at this point? But as far as CM Punk deciding not to work it, I mean, that's how he feels. And I think it's great, honestly, on the side of WWE and Triple H to not put him in a position to try to force him to do it. And if he's standing, showing some sort of solidarity with the locker room, again, it goes against everything that people have been saying, like you said, Drew. Everybody is saying about CM Punk, like he's there for self. I mean, if
Hmm.
he's like, nah, I'm gonna stand with Sammy on this one. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna work it. WWE will be fine. They're still gonna bring in tons of money. They're gonna be great. So, I mean, good. Stand on business as the kids are saying now. Stand on that
Hmm.
business. And don't go. I mean, it's your prerogative, bro.
I think it's fine that he actually has morals and sticking to it. You don't really see that too often, or many of us don't get the opportunity to actually do that because we work certain jobs that we have to do to provide for our family. So, I'm glad that he's like, listen, he's using his independent contractor,
Hmm.
title and saying, I'm not going. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a show that I'm working. And I'm glad WWE is not, really enforcing like, oh, you have to go or you get fired type shit. Something Vince probably would do. You know what I mean?
Facts.
If the Saudis was requesting to see him in a match, Vince probably would try to, you know, put the gun on him like, hey, you gotta go or we're gonna have some issues type shit. So I'm
Hmm.
glad he's able to do that. There's no repercussions. And sometimes you gotta stand for certain shit. You know what I mean? So I'm with it.
Yeah, I think it's dope. It's different because he doesn't So for like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, like because of their like more personal connection, and they all three of them all were in Ring of Honor together. Like they all came up in this game together. For them to do it is like one thing, especially Sami Zayn, but for CM Punk to do it, especially when I'm sure Punk is making great money in WWE, but like, they were able to get Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement for one of those matches. Undertaker worked a few of them shows, damn near died fucking around with Goldberg. So like the bread got to be cool. Like for Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement, that check had to been at least 8 figures.
Mm.
So, like, I'm sure it was astronomical money, but it also like fits in with what they're doing in terms of giving people rest, letting storylines like die down so you can build a new one. Like, it almost fits perfectly. So, and it seems like
Right.
Drew probably he taking a break too.
As he
So my
should.
guess is that Drew probably not working this show. I also appreciate that instead of Crown Jewel being a part of like regular storylines.
Mm-hmm.
They're building in like some other bullshit storyline that they can run for just this show that doesn't disrupt all the other shit they was doing. Like that time when Goldberg beat the Fiend at one of them shows for the belt, and it was just like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Why Goldberg? All right, cool. If he gonna wrestle, let him wrestle like Trick Williams or something. Some random one-off shit. Like don't have him wrestling the world champ. Goldberg fuck around, win that shit. I'm turning the TV off.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
so
I think
that's that. This next one was crazy. So, everybody knows how, Cody Rhodes ended up back in WWE. He finishes the story, all that. He's making all this bread. Shit is good for him. He doing his thing. Ultimately, Cody Rhodes was planning on going back to AEW, was not offered a contract extension. They had a
mm,
opportunity to give him an option of another 1 year onto the contract, and Tony Khan declined to pick up that option. So Tony Khan basically sent Cody Rhodes into free agency. Cody didn't choose just to go into free agency. So the fix was in from the beginning. They were negotiating a new contract. He had the opportunity to keep him for 2022. So we would have never seen that WrestleMania come back. None of that. We would have, if anything, we would have saw WrestleMania 39 for sure
mm,
if they didn't come to terms for a new contract. But Tony Khan basically was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
The fuck would you do that for? Like, this shit don't make
And
no
cut the lights
sense.
on. Cut the lights on.
Like, why would you do that shit? Like, here's the motherfucker that helped you build the product or gave you the schematics for the product.
You know what's? Wait, I want to go a little deeper on that. It's not even that he's the person that gave you. He built this. You just
mm,
funded it.
That's what I'm saying. He gave you the whole schematics. All you did was put the bread so they can put the
Mm-hmm.
concrete down. He did the whole
Mm-hmm.
shit. So for you to be like, yeah, I'm good now. Fuck out of here, bitch ass nigga. We don't need you no more. Like, why would you do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I, ultimately, it worked out for Cody.
Worked out for
Ultimately, it
WWE.
worked out for WWE, and it's sinking AEW shit.
mm,
Like, as
mm.
soon as he
You
left any
you think
kind of
Mm.
so?
structure, hell fucking yeah. Because he was over there causing the storylines he was building over there was taking direct shots at WWE, at Triple H, Vince, all of them, and the whole finisher story, Monica, all this shit, was derived from WWE. So yeah, even though we probably wasn't avid watchers, we was interested because clearly we see that he has talent. Clearly he could act really well and he could bring on the story. And we kind of we probably not watch the shit, but we would kind of skim through it and see what's going on. Now that he left, and you got the whole bloodline saga going on, you have all these different storylines intertwining with him in it. We ultimately don't really give a fuck about AEW like that unless if they sign somebody from WWE.
Mm. Facts.
So you shot yourself in your foot, bum ass nigga. So that's where we at. I'm sorry. I was
Nah, nah, you're right though. You're right though. This nigga's wild. And like, yeah, Tony Khan at this point, I think he's just not a good businessman. He doesn't know how to conduct business. He doesn't have the right, or he doesn't have the right people around him to kind of tell him like, yo, this is not a good idea. Because to me that's dumb. Like you had the opportunity to keep Cody at least for one more year, and you said, nah, I'm good. Like you said, nah, I'm good. Like dummy, you fucking
but
Yeah,
but then you
it
go
is.
sign everybody else from WWE. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Like
Well, look, at that point, right? When that was happening, that July, Punk and Daniel Bryan had already debuted. Miro and those dudes had debuted like before that. Like they had already stolen everyone that they really want to steal at that point. I honestly think it's ego. Like I think that when this started, Cody was like the person we all look to as like the leader of AEW and the person that is in charge, even though he may not have been running creative and all that, like he was the person that we
Mhm.
thought of. And I think that Tony Khan, much like a Vince McMahon, was like, nah, why you don't look at this motherfucker? Like, look at me. Like I'm the
Mhm.
boss. Like the buck stops with me. So like it seems like that was the issue. And I don't think that Cody ever really cared about that. He just wanted to be successful.
Mhm.
But yeah, it seems like it's more about that because this is somebody who's pops, who really is the one funding this shit, is worth like 10 times Vince McMahon's money.
Mhm.
So the money couldn't have been the issue.
Right. Yeah, it has to be ego. Right. It
Had to
had to be
been
ego.
like, yeah, I'm the boss. Cody walking around talking about he had like an EVP. Ain't no ain't real EVPs in this shit.
stop trying to be like Vince, motherfucker. That's your problem. Stop trying to be like Vince.
This nigga ended up being like Shane at this point. His
Get
pops is the
shit.
one funding everything, and he's just trying. He nigga Shane now. Let's really keep it a stack.
Well, speaking of Cody, since we on that, the illustrious multi-time WWE champion, multi-time WCW champion Kevin Nash,
Hater. Sorry.
Diesel,
Sorry.
was he was talking about the business and drawing and all kinds of shit, and decided to compare Cody Rhodes' run right now in 2024 as the world champion to Jinder Mahal's run in 2017 and look at viewership and all that. Now nobody could talk about like the gates at the shows. Like the WWE is selling out everywhere. They 60 sellers this year. Like they making bread in
Mm-hmm.
person for sure. But he's saying that the viewership is down so far, and it's because Cody is boring and Cody can't really carry the ball. So what do y'all think about that?
I'll let you go. Go ahead. So no, that's your man.
Bro, stop hating, bro. It's not a good look.
Thank you.
It's not. You're an old head. You look like a real old head now, Ian. Back in my day, we used to know, bro.
We used to walk
No,
15 miles to
we
school.
used to
Like
walk 15 miles. No, stop hating. Like, listen, to some degree, can you say some of because I kind of said it in one of our shows of like Cody can't. Some of his shit is whack, but then like when he's in around the bloodline saga and stuff like that, he knows how to carry it. He has the acting chops to do it, and he could pull it off. Some of the other shit they giving him is kind of trash. So to some degree, you kind of had a statement, but the way how you came off is just you coming off like a hater. You're just coming off like a hater. Like it's like how can I say this? Cody, sometimes you can only do as good as what they give you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So when they give him some fire shit, he kills it. When they giving him these little one-off shits, sometimes it's trash. But you cannot sit here and say like he can't carry the show, he can't carry the brand. Motherfucker, we watch every week because we want to see what he's doing. We want to see what he's doing. Can it get a little boring every now? Yes. But we still want to see what he's doing. He's doing his job. He's doing an awesome job, by the way. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So stop hating. Stop sipping them sick pack of beers. You know what I'm saying? You hating on Logan, you hating on Cody. Like, what's good with you, bro? Like, pull up, see if you could get a job, see if you can get it on one of these storylines. Do something. Like, come on, man. That's all I gotta say.
Mm.
No, you're right though. Like, he's hating. That's just what it is. He's hating. Um, and then the comment that got me the most was like, he's not like if he pulled up to my door, I'm just gonna yell through my ring like, get out of here. He's not threatening. Like, bro, are you serious?
It's a face. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, go on.
Like exactly. No, like you're right. Exactly, my nigga. He's a face. Faces are not supposed to be threatening. Now, when you were champion as Diesel and shit, sure you were some big, some big tall motherfucker who was mid. I think, in my
Oh,
opinion,
shit, that's crazy.
was mid in my opinion. Like
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I feel like Kevin Nash peaked when he joined the NWO. Honestly, I feel like he peaked when he joined, and then he was he was WCW champion. Um,
He lost the next
over
night. Finger
over
poke
some
of
bullshit.
doom. Mm-hmm.
Right. Over some bullshit. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, he sounds like a hater, man. Let him cook. Cody is doing I would say Cody's doing a decent job. I don't say he's trash. And also I can't speak to the whole thing with Jinder Mahal because I don't think I was watching wrestling at the time when Jinder Mahal was champ. So it's like I can't really speak to, you know, whether or not the product was that good at that time. But
Mm-hmm.
bro, again, like my man HB said, you hating, stop hating, bro. If
Yeah.
anything, you should take this opportunity to use that hate and turn that shit into a job, and you know, and make that shit a storyline. You probably can't wrestle anymore, so you just be a manager or some shit, talk this shit, and that's it.
What's crazy is, of all the people that got a pod that is in the wrestling space, who actually got Triple H number and could just call that shit and he gonna answer because of who it is, it's Kevin Nash. So like, if you feeling some sort of way about what Cody doing, you also had a great relationship with Dusty. Triple H, one of your best friends, bro. If you feel some sort of way that Cody shit is boring, why don't you pick up the phone or shoot a text? Hey, Paul, do this and that. Cody will
Mm-hmm.
look good if y'all do. Turn Cody heel. Like, I'm pretty sure Triple H got that text or that call from Kevin Nash. Oh shit, that's a good idea. Shit. I
Right.
was thinking about it, but like Kevin said, do that instead of
Can you pull
hating.
the trigger now? Type shit.
Yeah.
Like I was,
Like
yeah.
it's the with the gender shit, because I had just got really back into the space, like probably like 2015. So I seen that shit like as it was happening, and it literally came out of nowhere. It was like one of those, oh, Randy Orton just won the belt, so we gonna have him wrestle somebody next month type shit. Like the AJ shit when Cody won. Oh, we just gonna
Right.
throw him somebody. But then we didn't just throw him somebody to wrestle. Like he dead ass beat Randy Orton for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit was confusing. Yes, was there 2 million people watching every week and watching the pay-per-views, all that? For sure. But there was no AEW. So no one was splitting the viewership the way that you splitting it now. So to compare a time where WWE was the monopoly to a time where they got real competition don't even make sense.
Mm.
So like, but like we can't compare almost anybody really other than maybe Roman and John Cena with the way Cody moving merch, with the way he's selling out shows. Like again, we talking about in person. We're not talking about the viewership that Kevin Nash is talking about because when he was champion, he wasn't drawing
Mm.
on TV or they was getting their ass smoked on TV and they was getting fucking barely half of the building filled when he was champion.
Mm.
And what's crazy, that's my guy. I fuck with him. I fuck with Diesel. I thought Outsiders was dope as hell. But like Chanel said, you hating. And why are you hating? I don't know. Cause you had a good career, bro. Like you ain't even gotta do all this. It's giving Shaq.
Mm.
It's giving Shaq. I don't know if it's a 7 foot thing, like you 7 foot, so you just be hating on motherfuckers, but like it don't make no sense. Like he should, if anything, like if you feel, yeah, he know Cody, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot them yo. If you got people number, like say it to them. Don't be saying it on the pod.
Facts.
As
Kevin
I
Nash.
said, he's entitled to his opinion. It's how you saying it too. It's just how you getting your point across. It sound crazy. It just sound wild. Jesus Christ. Hey, Kevin, get better, man. Do better. Do
You
better.
better.
Ain't nice nigga.
And then the last story, which I was like shocked, but like the more I really broke it down, I'm not really as surprised. So, we talked about the Pro Wrestling Illustrated's men's top 500. The women's top 250 just came out this week. The number one person is AEW's former women's champion. She just lost it like a month or two ago. Toni Storm, who was in WWE. She was in NXT. She was an NXT champion. She was a UK champion, women's champion. Um, she definitely did her thing this year. She was champion almost all year, mad dominant. She was doing some crazy shit with her character and shit, but man, they do seem weird when WWE is like at its peak in terms of the way they delivering the stories and shit. For them not to have, like, if Rhea not number one again, I know she was number one last year, but if she's not number one again, who fucking number one then? And shout out to Toni Storm, she earned the shit, but like,
You said she top five. Tony Storm is
yeah,
top five, opposed to number
she
one.
definitely top five. And
Mhm.
she could even be number one. But yeah, and what's crazy is WWE kind of squeaks two people into the top five, like barely.
Which is
So number one was Toni Storm. Number two was Jordan Grace, who like maybe you want to count her as WWE as well. She was in the Royal Rumble. She wrestled Roxanne Perez. She had NXT people come to TNA and wrestle her. She's the Knockouts champion in TNA. The
she
extra
can't. Let
belt.
us leave it.
She
She's
nice.
TNA. She's
Yeah,
nice. We're gonna leave her as
yeah.
TNA.
Rhea Ripley was number three.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, Mayaka from Stardom was number four, so she's in Japan. And then number five is Stephanie Vaquer, who I mentioned like probably like our second episode, who had just signed with NXT. She had a really good match with Mercedes Moné, dropped the New Japan title to Mercedes. Her and Julia are about to wrestle Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez in NXT because Julia was about to beat Roxanne Perez for the belt, and then they jumped her, and then Stephanie Vaquer came out and helped her. So, and that just tells you like the kind of talent that NXT has, that they sign essentially a top five wrestler to come join their company. So,
Yeah.
and WWE doesn't have a lot in the top 20. Like, no Bianca. Trey and I was talking about that before we started the pod. Bianca's not in the top 20. WWE's
Okay.
people in the top 20 outside of Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea are Bailey at 7, then Liv Morgan at 12. Oh, Roxanne Perez at 11. Io Sky at 13. Becky Lynch was 17. And then
Becky,
Lyra Valkyrie at 20.
I ain't saying shit. I'm gonna be the negative Nancy of this episode. I ain't saying that. Like,
Look,
The
there's a
only thing.
couple of people I think that's nice though, that's on here that like deserve to be on here. Right? Like Willow, she's a black wrestler in AEW. She's a little heavier, real talented. She's like the Kevin Owens of like women's wrestling, where she's
Okay.
like heavy, but she could do a little bit of everything.
hmm
She nice. Um, trying to think who else I would probably push for. I would say also Athena, who used to be in WWE. She was like Ember Moon, if y'all remember her from like a few years
Yeah.
ago.
Hmm.
She's the ROH champion. I mean, but AEW ain't doing shit with ROH, so like she just kind of wasting away. But like she dope. Be great
Hmm.
if she came back to WWE, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
outside of that, it's a lot of people from Japan. It's a lot of people from AEW.
I mean, the only thing that bothered me was the Becky Lynch number. It's like she's barely here.
No,
Okay.
no, you gotta think about it. Becky Lynch was a major player in the championship storyline with Rhea Ripley, majority of the year. And then, Rhea gets injured, all that. She comes back, wins the belt during this year, and then she leaves. So
So she deserved to be top 20 because of that. Over Bianca.
what Bianca did this year? Besides
Didn't say
the
Jay,
yeah, Bianca ain't do shit this year, bro.
and
She
That's
that
won them.
fine.
She won them tag team shits, but that ain't really mean nothing.
Okay. So you have her. So you're cool with Becky Lynch being 17.
She won the belt this year.
I'm not.
She
I'm
won the
not
belt this
cool. I
year.
mean, okay.
I'm not cool with
That's
Becky Lynch being 17 if Bianca's not.
I
About
also would
that,
say
I
she
get
had
it.
a. I would say she also had like if we talking about who had the best match this year of the two of them, her match with Rhea is better than any match Bianca had this year.
I don't know
it's
if I can
still
argue
one
that.
match.
I'm just, but that's what I'm saying. Bianca's the output is so low this year because of the Jade shit.
Forget Bianca. I just don't see her being at 17 at this point. Like I can't justify her being at 17 because of one match. Like I can't see it. Like that's all I'm saying. If we remove
Mm.
Bianca from this picture, forget
Mhm.
Bianca. Her at 17 is wow compared to anybody else you can put there.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair to say. Um,
See, I got me
again,
started. I was trying to chill.
I ain't gonna hold you, but I will argue that she had better year than Liv. Liv ain't really do. Liv ain't do shit. Liv been
I'm done.
riding
So
on
like
Dom nutsack all year. Like Dom the
that's a
most.
fact.
That motherfucker talented, bro. He
Yeah.
talented. We don't
like
even care about her if it ain't for Dom and Rhea.
I mean I'm Liv being she's still kind of high on the list, but I'm kind of cool with it. She was more active than Becky. She is in probably one
The
of the better
second half of the
storylines.
year. Remember, she didn't pop up until after WrestleMania.
Still in one of the better storylines. Had matches with Rhea. She's screwing over people. She's bringing back the dynamic of her and her hubby doing what they got to do to win, which we didn't see for a long time since maybe the ruthless aggression era and shit like that.
Mm.
Like I'm cool. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Still
I
kind
ain't
of
gonna
high, but
hold
I'm
you.
okay with it.
I think Live that high is crazy, especially given that like I can't compare. Like if we talking about Becky and Liv, man, she ain't have no match like that match that Rhea and Becky had, and she done had like 4 matches with Rhea this year.
This dude is a Becky supporter or something.
No, it's not even that.
like, oh, yeah, we get it, nigga. Go ahead, nigga.
Wow.
like,
I ain't say nothing about where EO at or Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez deserves to be higher than both of them, all three of them,
okay,
I agree. I agree.
all
okay.
three of them. Like that to me is not debatable. Roxanne Perez did her shit this year. She should be in the main roster, respectfully. But clearly, Shawn
I mean,
Michaels got a
it's a matter of
he got a
time.
reason.
It's a matter of time. Nah, he got other people he could put in Roxanne's place.
Yeah,
She
like
needs to move up.
Lash.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna talk about that too. We're gonna definitely talk
Lash is
about that.
fire. Lash
We're
is
gonna talk
fire.
about that.
She
Yeah,
doing her thing. I see
both of
you,
them.
Trick.
Who said Triple H don't be booking them black people?
I
Fuck
see
out
you,
of here.
Trick.
He be
I'm
whooping that
saying.
trick.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
But that
like it.
concludes the news. That
I
concludes the
bet,
news.
bet.
We can jump into the weeklies.
I appreciate it. All right, yeah, let's move on to Raw. Just a quick overview for me. I feel like Raw is just it's just not hitting for me personally. Now I'll tune in from here and there or watch some highlights. But Raw as an overall product to me is not hitting as I would say it's not hitting as well as SmackDown. Um, it's hitting. Storylines are, okay. There's probably one or two that I'm probably like really interested in, and that's pretty much right now it's just the Seth and the Bronson
Brunson
Reed.
Reed. Mm.
That's pretty much it. This whole and I guess right now, being that they're gearing up for Crown Jewel, I don't care about what Gunther's doing with Cody. I don't care about that. So, but yeah,
Kind
let's
of
let's
fuck
go
with it.
ahead. Let's go ahead and break it down.
Hmm.
Let's see. We got Rhea Ripley and the whole Liv Morgan, Rodriguez thing. But I think again with their tie-in with trying to, set everything up for Crown Jewel, we have Tiffany Stratton that's pulling up, um, you know, showing her face on Raw, try to get that um promotional thing, so that or inter show, whatever they call it now. That was pretty good. It was decent, I guess. Let's see how y'all feel about that. I don't want to go down
Yeah,
all the
I mean,
list, man.
I actually really like it because again, I think we often forget because people are on a particular show when you have the briefcase that you don't need to cash in on the person from your show.
Mm.
So now I'm like, during this Crown Jewel Championship bullshit, does she cash in and go beat Liv and not only become the world champion, but also become the Crown Jewel champion? And then that way,
Oh
she never
wow.
screwed Nia over. Like she stopped Nia from winning that match, but Nia didn't lose her belt. And that gets her away from Nia because now she'll be on Raw. Two birds, one stone.
Hire that man. I heard they hire that man. But that's pretty
So
good.
I like that the fact that she even like is flirting with the idea on Raw and she like pulling up to Raw. And I think again it makes her a bigger star. Like it's good to see her on both shows. We just
Mm.
amplifying Tiffany Stratton is Trish Stratus and fucking Charlotte Flair put into one person. So like we about to get some crazy shit out of her.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh shit. My fault. I I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think Nia was the one that brought it up. Like was like on her back. Like you better go for Tiffany. I don't know if you remember that show. Was it last week she did it, or was it the week
Oh, she
before?
was saying go for Liv. Yeah, she was saying go for
Yeah, you
Liv.
put it in the
Yeah,
headlock. Like yeah,
last week. Yeah.
you yeah. So I think that was an awesome idea. But I also want them to kind of play on it. Like, so what that means for you, but for her and Nia, like, are you going to eventually kind of knock heads a little bit? Like, 'cause she kind of bullying you low key. So I kind of want to
Mm.
see how that how that scenario plays out between them both. But the Raw show was kind of mid. You could tell they're just doing a lot more stuff going towards Crown Jewel. I did like seeing how Jimmy pulled up though. Jimmy
Oh
pulled up
yeah,
for Jay. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Hmm.
I like that. So now you seeing the bloodline shit starting to come back across the pond to the Raw stuff, which to me that was one of the only highlights of Monday Night Raw, to be honest. So
oh, you
the,
think so?
Hmm.
I
yeah, what
thought
else
like
happened?
I definitely thought it was lackluster, but I think they was building. Like I think
Hmm.
the Rhea shit. I also like that Raquel Rodriguez is kind of getting back into the fold and getting shine. Um, Lash and Jericho was on Raw. I ain't
Yeah,
never
that
gonna be
was good.
mad at that. You feel
That
me?
was
And I
good.
was like,
That
that
was
was gonna be
good.
the next thing
That
I
was
was
And
talking
good.
about was
Yeah, that was good.
that set up them being on SmackDown.
I like
Boom.
the beef. Pause. I like the beef that they setting up between. That was crazy.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
whoa, 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 whoa.
But like,
Yeah, that was crazy. That was insane, boy. What? Hold
check
on.
that shit out.
Wow. Wow. Kavasi.
Erase that. But come on,
Wow.
saying I know I was talking about the
I
premise.
don't. I had, boy. I was lost.
Oh wow!
Go
All
ahead.
right, say less. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up around. Don't fuck up around me.
Wow,
Please don't.
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
And
My eyes watering.
Don't mess
like
up
you were
around me.
saying,
You about
sir,
to delete this whole episode. The way I'm
like
about
you
to
were
blow that
saying,
shit up.
sir.
I got you. Say
Yeah.
less. Oh, say less.
Oh man. Oh
As
shit.
I was saying,
Yeah.
as I was saying,
Before.
I like the way how they're setting up the Bianca and Jade saga between or rivalry between Lash, what's her
Jericho.
name, Lash
Jericho.
and Jericho. Yes, I
Mm.
like that. You got four black women, four black, strong, powerful women. Three of them are powerhouses. One of them is more, how can I say, acrobatic. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
More of
Who you
a
talking about? Jericho?
Jericho.
She kind of ripped too, though. She
I'm
cut
saying
up
as
a
a
little bit.
power.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in
Yeah.
terms of the style. Like,
Yeah.
so like three of them are already like real powerhouses. They put you through tables and shit. One of them is more of a acrobatic, maybe slight high flyer mixture of a little bit. So I like
Mm.
the way how they're setting that up. I just hope they like take the time and build that storyline. Like make it a real storyline. Let's stop. I understand y'all they're doing some of the throwbacks with the how can I say the interviewing in the backstage, and then the other two pull up. Like, make it a storyline. Like, let's see them pulling up on each other's shows. Somebody screw somebody over, like something. Let's make it a real storyline. Like, build on it. Give us something. Like, we want more than just because if you notice, there's probably only one major storyline in the women's division on each
Yeah,
show.
the
Nah.
You got
Nah.
you got the Jax and the Tiffany Stratton. Boom. Then on Raw, you got the Rhea and uh
Live.
Liv. What else?
You got everything that's happened with the tag team titles, which is going across all three shows.
But that's not a real. Like this, I'm talking in terms of a real storyline, like a build up. There's not a real build up for me. It's just like okay, you're just gonna go through the gauntlet, try to win a championship. It's not a like I'm talking about an actual
You're
storyline.
talking about long term.
Yeah,
There's no long term stories.
it's one each on each show for the women's division.
yeah, that's valid. And it's funny you say that. So, because then on Raw, they did have a title match. Jada and Bianca went against Damage Control, and like you said, you wanted that whole that dynamic of their storyline. Um, Lash and Jericho were there, and they actually interfered a little bit, or kind of distracted Damage Control to help you know Bianca and Jay keep their titles and win that match. So
Hmm.
that was that thing that you're looking for. So that was kind of
Hmm.
dope. I thought that match
That's
was
the
pretty
start of it.
good. Yeah, I feel like that match was pretty good. Actually, again, I've always been a fan of Io and Kyrie Sane. Like
Hmm.
they cook each and every time. So seeing them get their match was pretty good. Um, but yeah, like you said, uh, because Jericho and Lash interfered, and then again, like you said, it's been across all three shows that they kind of been hinting at it. We're going to get something dope. I think the result of that is going to be pretty dope. But yeah, all right. Drew, you got anything to comment on?
Nah, not on that. I was gonna say it's dope to see the War Raiders back instead of
Mm,
the Viking experience or the Viking all the other bullshits that Vince was calling them motherfuckers. Let's take them back to what they was in NXT when the motherfuckers was dead nice. I saw
hmm
them like my first televised WWE shit was NXT Takeover.
Mm.
in New York right before WrestleMania 35, and I saw them wrestle Aleister Black and Ricochet. Them two big motherfuckers and them two high flying, that shit was the craziest shit I ever seen in my life. That was really like Styles make fights. And then you
Hmm.
forget that Ivar, like the fattest dude on it, he be doing high
Doing
flying
moves
shit.
like
Yeah,
moonsaults and springboard shit is crazy. Yeah, he be
yeah.
wilding. He be bugging.
So it's good to see them back. Like they should probably end up with those tag team titles. Just they're just a good tag team
Yeah,
at this
I could
point.
see them
Like,
beating Judgment Day.
yeah.
Now about that, do
I
you
forgot
think
them. I forgot they had the belt. I ain't
you
gonna
know
hold
what's
you.
what's crazy? I like the little promo that they did with who's the Raw GM? I keep on forgetting his name. Um,
Adam Pierce.
there we go, Adam Pierce. Thank you. Where Finn was like, all right, so when I'm gonna get my rematch against Damian, he's like, nah, fuck all that. I'm doing a whole thing for your tag team belts because you do have the belts. You have the obligation of having the belts. You're not going to keep
Mm.
doing other shit other than defending the belt. So I think that was pretty dope. And I do hope that the War Raiders are in that fold in that tournament whenever. Um, I got a question for y'all. I don't think y'all really care about it, but do you ever since Chad left the whole Alpha Academy thing, do you think that they should just break up completely? Because I feel like Otis and Tozawa are not. Why do they keep them? And again, I feel like they went down to like squash matches, like squash match material. Like, oh,
Hmm.
we just gonna beat, especially Tozawa. Tozawa's always. I feel like that's his bag. He's just a small nigga that's going to get fucked up each and every time.
Hmm.
So, um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
ain't gonna lie. All I could think about is when Otis won the Money in the Bank. Like what kind of crack was they smoking when they was like, yeah, that's the move, that's the play. We're gonna give him the Money in the Bank. Like, I think he's a funny character, but like, I don't think he's like compelling like that. I don't
mm,
know. Chad Gable shouldn't have been with them in the first place.
mm,
I think
okay,
Triple H has got Chad Gable going in the right direction. He'll figure out some shit to do with them, or like, and I'm not saying I'm like wishing this on nobody because like everybody got livelihoods, people they got ticket, or release them motherfuckers, let them go on the indies, let them go to AEW, figure out what works for them. Like if you
right,
ain't got no work for them, let them go do something else.
facts. I agree. Yeah, I just feel like it's getting stale. I mean, it was interesting at first when Chad was leaving Alpha Academy, had the Alpha American Alpha or whatever they call themselves
American
now.
Made or some shit.
American made, yeah, like that was interesting for that small period of time, but then that was it. Um, so what do you guys think about again to HB's request and like what he likes? They did another Braun Breaker did another, video package explaining why, he's not really done with Jey Uso as far as the Intercontinental Championship. How y'all feel about that? So again, feel like they're cooking with these video package,
Hmm.
especially with and Braun. I think Braun is you know he's fine. I'm sorry, he's like you said, he's like the modern day Goldberg, which is better. Um,
Hmm.
so I think they're killing it with these video packages and all that stuff. How y'all feel about that? If you have anything on that,
I feel like the video packages are cool. The only problem I have with it is you could tell they're rushing. They're throwing them shits in to fill in for the time on TV.
Mm.
And that's the only thing I don't like. And it's like, yo, yeah, at this point, I need to really find a way to get back to the 3 hours. Your show just works better with the
It
three
can't.
hours. Like they gotta figure that shit out. But the video packages are fine. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I like those vignettes. I like that they're going back to that. Those always been a I think those always been a big thing for us growing up. So I
But
like
he
that they're
did it
going
right.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker's fire, man. They just have to him and Jay in a long term feud is good. But I could already tell where it's gonna go because the bloodline shit is coming back around. So
Yeah.
it's like that's the only way. I hope they surprise me. Please surprise me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but to me, he don't really need a title right now. They could have took their time, continue to build him up, have him feud with these guys. But I don't think he needs a title right now. I feel like Jay, especially with the bloodline shit, he's selling, he's going crazy. Keep him with the belt, put him in some other intertwining storylines outside of the bloodline, which they did with Braun Breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like put him in these,
Hmm.
and he's doing well. So I don't think Braun necessarily needs the belt right now, but I will keep building him up and kind of build him either in the Brock Lesnar Goldberg trajectory as that kind of a killer. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like a year from now or a year and a half from now, when this whole shit is over, he's already has that cachet where you can throw him in some big storylines and sell him over the top. That's what I would do with it.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
I mean,
got you.
I I think they in a good spot. I think the Braun Breaker is like this is my very, very early prediction. He's like Royal Rumble 26 winner.
Mm.
Like
Mm,
not 25 winner. I think that this match moving pieces towards 20, which I love because we don't really know who's gonna win or what that even means for the person who wins
right.
Royal Rumble coming up. But like it could he win Money in the Bank? Yeah. Could he win like that Clash of the Castle type shit? What was it? King of the Ring? Could he win that and then get an opportunity? Cool. I think it would be better if he won a Royal Rumble and like maybe like middle of the pack, like 15 to 20, comes in, dominates, wins the match, and
Right.
then he picks a solid champion that's gonna like help him go to the moon. But use
Got
this time from now until that January to get him to where he at. And like you said about Jay, I mean Jay in a good spot. He in a good spot. He just gotta keep cooking. Yeah, just
you.
gotta
Yeah.
keep cooking. That's all. It's all about the consistency.
Yeah, we got to talk about that too.
Yeah. And we will. Once I feel like
But
it's probably more for the
SmackDown
next
show.
show. Yeah.
Hmm.
But let me let's because again we all agree that Raw was just mid. So what else happened was we got Cody and Gunther, do their whole promo for Crown Jewel. Again, you know how I feel about it. I don't really care about that shit. Um, I really don't care. I think it
I think it's gonna be
reminds
a
me of
good
like
match.
I don't doubt it's going to be a good match. I just think that I know they got to promote it. I just don't think that it doesn't mean anything to me. That whole
Mm.
crown jewel belt don't really mean anything. It's like, oh yes, I'll be this champion and the crown jewel champion, and who's going to fight me next year for the belt that's only going to get defended once a year.
Well, I don't think they get to keep the belt. I think that whoever is champion next year, when they get the crown jewel, those two So they used to do it at Survivor Series,
Mm,
the champion versus champion. So I think that's what's gonna end up happening.
okay.
So it's kind of like,
Uh,
you NBA champion, and then next season, like, you gotta make it to the finals to even defend your
you come
title.
back and do that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Hmm.
All right, and then the last thing I got is probably we talked about last episode is with this whole Xavier Woods turning heel type shit. Which again, it was a squash match between Kofi Kingston and Brock. I feel like it was a squash match between Kofi Kingston and Braun Breaker and Jay Uso coming on at the end and so that whole shit. But again, like we said last episode, it's like, yo, let's get that shit over with. Like, let's get moving. Besides that, I
mm,
mean, let's see what else happened. We have our Truth and Miz, which if anything, it just furthers the moves along that storyline with Karrion Cross and Miz
I'm
turning heel.
great. I'm
Gotcha.
nothing. Fuck,
Yeah.
like, why is this shit even on? You know when you was like, oh, they rushing the take this shit off the TV, and then we got enough time.
Right.
yeah, I agree. Because I don't give a damn about the Miz. Like I'm glad Truth won though, but like it's, at the same time, it's like I thought they was gonna actually set up a real play between them two because they've been a tag team, they've been around each other, like they have real history. So like that would have been a moment to kind of make R-Truth a little serious, which I feel like because he's such a fan favorite, would have went over pretty well. Probably would have got
Mm-hmm.
catapulted in the J area doing that storyline because
Mm-hmm.
people want to see a different. Not they're cool with him being funny, but I feel like him getting serious would have been fire. But then they just, as Trey said, they squashed it. So it's like, yeah, I don't care about that shit. And then with the Xavier Woods shit, come on, do it now. Like do it
I
now.
told
Right now.
I told you last week. I'm like, run out of time.
Mm-hmm.
Not now, but right now. Like, come on,
Yesterday.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
All right,
shit.
look. And then I think that's pretty much covers Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think we all agree that it was lackluster. Um, but let's move on to SmackDown and let's talk about it. Just off the kickoff, Jay pulled up to confront Solo in the bloodline, and Jay was talking his shit. He
Excuse
was
me.
talking. Go ahead.
Crash out, Jay. Please, crash out, Jay.
Crash out Uso.
Crash out, like, crash out, Uso. Crash out, Jay. It's crash out, Jay. Like, let's call him right. Crash out, Jay.
All right,
My
so
fault, Trey. Go
excuse
ahead.
me. No, you're right. You're right. Crash out Jay. He pulled up and was like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck what you doing. You want to take Roman shit or take his power away, cool, but don't divide the family." And then when he started, it's like, "Yo, why you gotta get these niggas? Why you gotta get this nigga?" And then he said, "Yo, if you keep looking at me, my nigga, we
We'll
gonna
knock
knuckle
you
up."
out.
Knock your ass. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd rather see that match right now. Like,
I feel like he'd kill
real
Jay.
shit. I mean, Jay is performing at an all-time high. He started to pull out different moves and shit. We're gonna see more moves than it would be between him and Roman. I tell you that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then the flavor he coming with, the energy, all that shit. I feel like I would make a more compelling match. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't care about that Roman and Jacob match after that. I was like, yo, fuck it. It's two crash outs. Let's do it. Like, because he was the crash out of the Usos. Like, so I'm like, let's do it.
Mhm.
Nah,
Like,
Jimmy got all the DUIs, bro. He the real
I'm talking
crash.
about, yeah, that's different. I'm talking about
He the real
WWE.
crash out.
He was a crash out. Like,
Yeah, nah,
Yeah,
that shit was fire. It was fire. I think that was the best he's delivered a promo like in his career. And he even had that shit last year or 2 years ago? Last year? Last year when he did the like you out the bloodline and I'm out too shit. Tough. But this one was to the next
but him
level.
and Braun though, him and Braun, that just happened like a couple weeks ago.
Nah, it wasn't fucking bro, he literally was like, why you went and got the Tongans? And then why you got Jacob? Like, you know we ain't supposed to be fucking with him.
right.
You know the family not fucking with like. And then
It's
he
better.
said, and then he was like, yeah, and if this motherfucker keeps staring,
Knock your ass out. But no, that was his best shit. But what I'm saying
hmm
is he had fire shit in between that. He had a shit between him and
yeah,
Braun.
I'm not.
He was like,
Look, I'm
you
not
gotta.
saying that I'm not saying that he hasn't been elevating. I'm saying that was his best work.
Mm,
That was the one time where it was like, oh yeah, he's really a main event. He's a main event talent because
mm,
they look like they was out of place. And the only thing Solo could do on the main event level is kind of talk on the mic. That's it.
mm,
He not wrestling on the main event level anymore. I thought he was better before that, or still the perception of like I'm so used to him losing, I just don't
Mhm.
believe he'll win. But yeah,
mm.
nah, that shit was fire. That shit
Sir.
was fire.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that was a good kickoff and start to SmackDown. I want to talk about the tag match that came right after that, which was the Street Profits versus DIY versus Pretty Deadly. Um, I thought the match was good up until the ending, up until the finish. I feel like the finish was stupid,
It was
personally.
planned.
It was planned. I know it was planned, but I
Hmm
don't think that was great creative wise. Because it just made it made it seem like Street Profits they're not ring savvy or they'll have the ring smarts or whatever the case may be. Like it looked cool, but at the end of the day, the result was dumb. Where they had Montez pinning the wrong person at the same time that Champa or was it Champa? Yeah, Champa was pinning the
Champa,
correct
yeah.
the legal person, and then Street Profits ended up losing. Again, it was a good match. I thought it was a good match. I thought the spots were good. Um, it had that sense of drama with just the finish was just off me. I wasn't fucking with the finish.
Did the Street Profits ever won the tag team championship yet?
They were
Yeah,
SmackDown champs, and I think and Raw champs, I believe,
yeah,
at some point. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
they
They
just
won
haven't won
already.
them shits. They haven't won them shits in a minute though. I think that's what it
But
Yeah.
is.
they focus was like off for a bit too. Like they was with Lashley for a little bit, then it wasn't
Mhm.
on TV. I remember it wasn't on TV. Then Montez Ford came back dumb brolic. Like
Right.
yeah, like they were, and then he was singles for a little bit. Yeah, like they haven't really been at least in the last like year. Tag
Mhm.
team has not been a focus.
All right.
Look, you know what? Fuck it. Let's cut the lights on. And listen, the match is cool. I don't know what you're planning to do after that now. Like, what's the plan with that? Or now they're gonna
Oh,
go against them like the Street
well,
Profits and
No,
I think
DIY is number
that
one
it
contenders now
yeah. Well, DIY's number one contenders.
to the
I don't
match.
think
I'm
that they.
sorry. They go to the number one contenders match. I think that's what it is.
Oh, against Motor City Machine Guns, also fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, my guess is that somehow, some way, the Street Profits are gonna find their way into a tag team championship match because they technically also won that match.
Mhm.
They weren't pinned, so like they got some argument to their shit. And
Yeah.
Nick Aldis seems to like play with the match setups a little more than Adam Pearce. Like at least they make his character like he's willing to be like more negotiable about like the matches that you get.
Mhm. Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Again, I feel like I'm sorry, go ahead.
I, I
HB.
I think at this point with the Street Profits is like keep them as a tag team, keep them progressing, but have them kind of start focusing on a solo run or a turn, like a heel turn. Give them these solo runs. I think I brought it up one of these shows. Like have them start. They have to start making a name for themselves that way. I think that's how you keep them intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
as I said, I see a lot of different storylines. There's not a lot of storylines when it comes to tag teams like that. The only one you're
nah.
kind of getting right now is the New Day kind of shit. Like if they're playing with turning them at this point in time, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So it's like other than that, like it's either give them a compelling storyline to keep them in the fold, and I feel like they should start focusing a little bit on their singles. Should put them in more singles matches because they're both very talented. They both have good move sets, and then you know at the right time bring them back together for big matches. But start going that route a little bit. That's
mm,
what I feel like.
Got
yeah.
you. All right. Next I want to talk about the Last Legend versus Piper Nivens match. I'm gonna sit there and be completely honest with you. That was the first match I've ever seen of Last Legend. Ever. And I
Mm-hmm.
was impressed. I was impressed. She is a powerhouse. She's a problem. She was doing good moves, Piper Niven, she's not no small, she's a big chick.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and that finisher that she has was fire. Like lift her up on her back and just drops her fire. And I really back to the what we said before, it's like, yo, that's gonna be a hell of a match between Bianca and Jade and Lass and Jericho because
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesus, Lash Legend is she's definitely got star power. Absolutely.
It's what's crazy is that's how Bianca looked when she was in NXT.
Mm,
She's just like Bianca light because she's not as like Bianca is like athletic as hell. She could
Right.
do kip up, she could do backflips and shit. She do all kinds of crazy shit in there. Lash can't quite do all of that yet, but I believe Lash is like in her like mid-20s. So we got a lot of time for her to like
Mm-hmm.
grow and progress. So we good. And then you putting her in the ring with Bianca, like at some point, like the goal is to start to build those new stars. And I think that's what they doing with Lash is like they setting up to build a new star in her.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Well,
got the look.
they've been blowing her up. She had some shit with Trick Williams. Remember, he's on fire right now. So they intertwining them together around all the time. So it's like I do think they starting that kind of process of building the next stars to come up. So
Mm-hmm.
she's, as I said, I want them to build that match. Like that match look like it's gonna be so fire, but you have to build it. I don't want just these pop up backstage interview. Like build the shit, set some shit up, have them pull up on NXT on them. Like what? Yeah, how y'all like me? Like do some shit. Like build the storyline up. So when the match happen, we want to see how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And make it suspenseful, so we don't know who's gonna win, who's not gonna win. Like I want to see a good build up.
Gotcha. And last thing I want to talk about before the bloodline shit is how do you guys felt about Motor City Machine Guns debut match?
That shit was
I it's my
smooth.
first time seeing them again. That was the first time I've ever seen them, and they got some double team moves. That's pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie. I was just sitting there like,
Yeah.
yo, they're pretty good. And then I think who was it? It wasn't Corey. It might have been Corey Graves who said that they are your favorite
Favorite tag team.
favorite tag team. I was like, yo, really? So they like that, and
Mm-hmm.
they definitely showed out. I feel like A-Town Down under whatever they call. Yeah, and then Angel Garza and Humberto, um, Luchas, so they be going off and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Hmm.
like MCMG, I'm just gonna do that. Uh, they showed out for their debut match, so I'm excited to see what DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns a match like that type of match will look like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even surprised. It's more of a surprise that AEW didn't sign them. Like that's definitely like more their style, at least from the indies and shit. And some of their best matches with the Young Bucks. So like the fact that they chose this route and decided to go to WWE, like they could be real explosive. Um, and they've been tagging for over 15 years. So it ain't like a tag team that just got together recently. Like been tagging for a long time and mad different companies. So now they on the big stage, they're gonna get this opportunity. I wouldn't be shocked if Triple H signed them to like send them to the moon, but don't forget they also allegedly have the Lucha Bros on the way
Right.
too. So like the tag team shit, like Shanor just said, like oh, they don't care about tag team. That shit might change real quick. Because if you got Motor City Machine Guns, you got Lucha Bros, you got DIY, you got War Raiders,
Mhm.
you got the Bloodline, like you got a lot of really good teams that you could be using moving forward to like make that division mean something. But with the 2 hour shows, where both shows is 2 hours, makes it harder. In
Right.
January, both shows will be 3 hours.
Looking forward to that. Yeah. All right. And then now I want to see how y'all feel about Roman's quote unquote acknowledgement of Solo and how that all broke down. I would say I'm kind of getting this is the second week in a row that they got their ass whooped. Both Jimmy and Roman. I didn't think that Roman was really going to acknowledge Solo. I thought that was just, a play on like try to get people
Mm.
invested. But at the end of the day, just pretty much showing that Jay's gonna eventually just be like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with y'all, and let's take down this Bloodline 2.0. How did y'all feel about that segment? Or if you have any, comments or anything like that?
Uh, I feel like it's getting predictable. with the J shit. Remember, I told you in the last episode, I feel like he should be the last one to pull up. They should go get somebody else, the next person, pull up. Now it becomes, I wouldn't say it becomes even, but now they're having compelling back and forths on the show for the next 2, 3 weeks or so. You know what I'm saying? Compelling
Mm-hmm.
back and forths. And then you bring in Jay. Like Jay isn't the motherfucker that comes out now. Now it's like, oh shit. Oh, he's back. Now that would make it pop more. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to him
Mm-hmm.
pulling up right now. That's one. Number two, I like where the story, even though I said it was getting a little predictable, I like where the story is going to a certain extent. Roman tried to acknowledge him. He technically did, but it's showing Solo's power tripping. So you seeing like
Mm,
developments in Solo's character, little nuances. And he was like, "Yeah, see, I knew he was going to do that." And Roman had that, I mean, older cousin moment, like, "Or else what? I beat your ass. What you talking about?" Type shit. Or else what? And he's like, "See, I knew he was going to do that. Bring him out."
mm,
You know, so I like that they're showing different nuances of Solo. That he can be, I wouldn't say petty, but he's ruthless. He has a
mm,
ruthless streak. He's cowardly, or they depicted him not as strong as he should be in the ring, how they portrayed him before. But on the outside of the ring, he's ruthless. You know what
mm.
I'm saying? So I think that was a great nuance to introduce. And I like how they had the Jay moment that happened earlier in that day, where Jay had his moment on his own, which I think my thoughts on that is it showed him in a strong light. Like I'll pull up on y'all by myself type shit.
Right. Yeah, I don't need Roman or Jimmy to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's solidifying him as a belt holder. Like I'm strong. I don't need nobody. And I'm gonna talk crazy to the strongest motherfucker over here. And he ain't gonna do shit. So it kind of put him
Well,
in
he
a
was going to do something.
well,
He was about to do something.
we know he's about to do something. But he didn't though. It didn't
Solo,
happen. Solo.
I love you.
I love you. But yeah, but it showed him, it shows him in a strong light. So I see the nuances that they're doing, although it's kind of repetitive in terms of they getting their ass whoop every week. But I see the
Mm,
nuances, so I like the development where it's going. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
mean, I think it was set up perfectly. Roman super baby face. Motherfucker be calling out the city they in now and all. Come on, this motherfucker crazy baby face now. But shout out to him. I don't know. I feel like it's predictable to a sense, but then we also know that there's other people in the fold already. It's like a loaded gun. Like we knew that Jacob was signed for a long time before we saw Jacob. We knew that Tomatunga was signed for a long time before we saw him. So like they are spacing it out good. I don't necessarily mind that Jay is gonna join now. They're still outnumbered. So like they're gonna need more people. And like I was saying, I believe War Games is 5 people each. So like
Right.
even Bloodline 2.0 needs more people.
Mm.
So they got
So
four already.
yeah, so they would need one more.
They need one
One
more.
more. Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
The Rock?
No,
I don't think
nah,
he's gonna be the Rock. That's a little risky. He get injured in that shit, WrestleMania over.
facts. Facts. Let's really
That
keep it a
motherfucker,
stack.
he old, bro.
He's not a
He a
everyday
one and yeah, he a
every
one and done, brother. He can't. That's next you know, like Rock about to be in Royal Rumble. What you talking about? Number one, like nah, he can, I don't think he gonna do. He might affect that match,
he may show
Hmm.
but
up.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be in the match. I think Hikuleo is gonna join 2.0. I really don't know who the other two people will be on. Like hopefully it's Zilla. You know, maybe we get lucky in Zilla. Maybe it's I really don't know who they fifth would be.
It will have to be
I,
probably Sammy
I don't
or
want that.
Cody.
I don't want that. I want it to be like if we're gonna go that route, cool. Actually.
I think Cody gonna be busy. It's looking like Cody gonna have
Yeah,
a championship match at Survivor Series. I don't
yeah,
know how he's gonna get. He's gonna have to wrestle Kevin Owens at
Right,
Survivor
yeah.
right.
Series.
I
Then
wanted
it has to be Sammy at this point.
I wanted to be a real all family, family affair, right? Bringing Zilla, bringing whoever the next person I want to bring in. Like I feel like you have two randoms that has a name that people kind of know that's a part of
Hmm.
the family will hit harder than Sammy and Cody.
Who else could they get? Like if you add Hikuleo on one side, they got five, and you add Zilla, they're still down one more person.
I feel like if
That's
they're
what I'm
gonna go
saying.
OG Bloodline, they have to put in Sammy. If it's gonna be OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0, Sammy was a big part of that OG Bloodline until he
Hmm.
turned on Roman. He was a part of that. So like
Okay,
the honorary Uce, it does make sense,
so
But
Zilla and
Sammy,
Sammy.
I would say Zilla and Sammy. If not Zilla, if they decide not to bring Zilla in at that point, then I don't know who else.
So,
I
hey,
don't
when
know
the
who
fuck you
else.
gonna bring him? Like,
Well, I haven't heard that Zilla was signed. I know that there's interest or that. Like Hikuleo, we know was signed like in July.
Right. Yeah. I
you
don't
know they.
know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Because they be working back. Because Booker said he's already training them for the big stage, so he might already low
Mm.
key be signed. Because didn't he just leave a different
Yeah,
promotional company?
yeah. I mean, the same thing happened with Jacob though. Jacob left in January. He ain't debut until what, July, and then with Tom Matunga, he left in January, then debut until the Friday after WrestleMania. So like that's what I'm saying. Like there's some time built in before we're seeing the people that's making it hard just to predict when they're gonna come out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the weekly shows. Again, SmackDown seems to be each week just being better than Raw, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it 100%. Um, all right, so when I move on to what we're going to talk about, and it's a question that I've been thinking about, and everyone likes to look at the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. My
Hmm.
question is, which one, if you had to, not necessarily like one gotta go, but which one do you think was better in terms of storyline, entertainment, or whatever the case may be? Now, I can say probably for all three of us, I feel safe to say that Attitude Era is what we grew up on. So that's what is always going to hold dear in our hearts. But the ruthless aggression era was also pretty good, to be quite honest with you. It was also pretty good. It gave us, stars like John Cena is just the biggest name I can think of coming out of the ruthless aggression. You got Batista, you got CM Punk, you got
Angle,
people
when
that
Angle
Kurt
Wait, say it
Angle,
again. Kurt
wasn't
Angle's in.
Angle.
He's in both.
He's in both.
yeah, yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like
So
I think he
I went and
debuted
looked
at
it
the.
up.
Oh, go ahead.
So Attitude Era begins,
Okay.
and it begins with the Montreal Screwjob in '97. So November of
Hmm.
'97, and it ends with Backlash, which is the pay-per-view after WrestleMania in '02. And then Ruthless Aggression begins with that pay-per-view in '02 and ends in the summer of '08 when the company went to the PG, which is the PG era.
Right.
So the
So,
the the one is a little bit longer than the other.
right. But I feel like the impact of the Attitude Era cannot be denied. Like it was a huge
Mm.
impact. It gave us the rise of Stone Cold, The Rock, all the legends, all these Hall of Famers that we are, that we compare a lot of people to. And I think if I had to choose which was better, I want to say Attitude, but then again, being that Ruthless Aggression Era was much longer and gave us I feel like it had a longer era, so I would say I don't know. I'm torn. I would say I'm torn between the two of them, but I'm always gonna hold. Attitude Era was always gonna hold dear in my heart. How y'all feel
Mm-hmm.
about that?
I mean, if I just base it on what weekly TV was like and what pay-per-views was like, it's Attitude Era. Weekly TV, like, bro, there was people that like today you was like, I don't give a fuck what this person doing every week. Bro, you was watching Mark Henry have a fucking hand with Mae Young. You was watching bullshit. You was watching Crash Holly fucking get people was trying to win the belt in his hotel room and shit from this like it's hard to compare it because the Attitude Era was able to keep you compelled every week
Mm-hmm.
for both shows, and then the pay-per-views because of the video build-ups,
Mm-hmm.
it was too crazy.
Promos were too
Now,
crazy.
the wrestling might have been a little bit better in the Ruthless Aggression era because there's like just better wrestlers. Like once you get to like '02 and you're getting Brock, Shelton Benjamin, like Kurt Angle, now you pushing Eddie
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Benoit. Like you pushing the top tier wrestlers now. You're not just pushing the dudes who look like superstars. So yeah, I think the wrestling is a little better. Shawn Michaels come back. Or it's also like the three-headed monster was crazy, and I don't think that ever gets beat. Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, at the peak of their power, they're the Magic, Bird, Jordan
Mm-hmm.
of their era. Like they
Right.
changed the game so everyone can make the type of money that they make today.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn because my age group, like I was there for the Attitude Era, but then I got a lot of the Ruthless Aggression era as well. But like I feel like, as you said, the promos, the vignettes, the storylines, like wrestling was so great that you literally needed to watch it every week to like kind of be on point to get to the pay-per-view. Like it's not like here where you pick up. We're starting to get back to that a little bit where
Mm-hmm.
the storylines are long term and you want to see what happens. So it's kind of keeping you tuned in to see what happens. So we're going back into that, especially now that we're getting some cursing, it's getting more edgy, it's almost going back to the ruthless aggression era to a certain standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But the Attitude Era is crazy. When we got that promo between, was it when they did the who was it? Between him and Undertaker when we got the
You
Creed
talking
sacrifice promo with Stone Cold. Stone Cold and Undertaker, was that Attitude or Ruthless Aggression Era?
Stone Cold and Undertaker? Which one?
I thought,
You talking about
I
the
thought that
Stephanie
was
McMahon shit?
Nah. What was that promo I sent you? Oh, that was between him and The Rock. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was him
yeah.
and The
The
Rock.
My Way shit.
The My Way shit.
Yeah, that's Stone Cold and The Rock WrestleMania. What, like 17
Mm-hmm.
build
That,
up? Crazy shit. Yeah, when Stone Cold goes
the,
heel after.
yeah, we was getting shit like that. Like you seen them going back and forth every week, and then we getting promos built like that. First of all, it put us on the mad rock music. Let's just say what it is. Like you was in the hood, and then you hear My Way come on, you hear Rolling come on. You're like, this shit hard, son. Like
Yeah, I
Right.
it's
mean
putting us.
everybody knew it.
Everybody
You see
knew
what
it.
I'm
Yeah, it's
saying?
facts.
Like, yeah.
So expanding your horizons a little bit in terms of the taste of music, but the promos that they made in those days and the storylines, how they built it with the long term writing was so crazy that you literally needed to watch every week. So
Mhm.
by default, I'm gonna say Attitude Era, but then
Mm-hmm.
Ruthless Aggression was too crazy too.
Yeah, it ain't
Yeah,
no slouch now. Like I ain't trying
like
to like ain't nobody shitting on Ruthless. It's just the Attitude Era is the golden era. We don't even have any of the shit we got. The company closes if we don't get to the Attitude Era.
mhm.
So
And that was
the
gonna be the
Attitude
next
Era
point.
gets the rule. But like Shanor just said, Ruthless Aggression was crazy. That shit gave us John Cena. That shit gave us
Jericho.
no, he's in Attitude Era.
He's an
Before
Attitude
that,
Era.
bro, he came in
Y2J.
99. 99.
Yeah.
But
Y2J.
Summer
when
Yeah.
'99.
wasn't that 2000 when he debuted?
He debuted in '99, summer of '99. And
Okay,
again, Ruthless Aggression don't even start until like mid '02.
gotcha, gotcha,
Right.
So
gotcha.
yeah, we already had Jericho already won. He was already undisputed by then.
Mm.
Like, he was already him by then. But yeah, not like they gave us John Cena, they gave us Brock Lesnar, it gave us Batista, Randy, like all in one class. Boom, changed the whole
Yeah.
industry with them four.
Facts.
You had Shawn Michaels and people coming back. So Undertaker still doing his thing, but like them four, they became the stars and they did their shit.
We
So
got Hill Rock. We got Hollywood Rock, which I
yeah, we
put
got Hollywood Rock, we got Goldberg for a cup of coffee, we got Big Papa Pump for a cup of coffee.
cup of coffee in the morning. Sorry, I just
You know what
heard
I
that
mean?
Macho Man.
The fuck?
Yeah, I guess
I'm
that
gonna
was for
come
the
back.
ladies.
I'm gonna get the. I'm gonna have
the
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 watch next
blonde,
episode. I'm gonna have the still
the
mesh
metal
shit.
shit?
I'm gonna have that shit. What?
Nah,
Let me
Oh
let me
boy.
find
I
that.
ain't gonna lie. You do that shit, you gonna be a real life sexual deviant. Like, what the fuck? Who the that man was outside with that shit on his head, bro. He was coming to the building with that shit on his head. And who gonna say something? I wish you
Who
would.
want
He gonna be like,
who want to say something to me? Shit.
All right, all right.
It should work. Like
yeah,
But yeah, like you guys are right. Yeah, ruthless
yeah.
aggression gave us a lot
It's a debate
of
though,
great
for
shows.
sure.
it's a
It's
Yeah,
it's
debate.
it's a debate for sure. Like,
that's the
but
thing, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
now, only thing I was gonna say, I would say the thing that was probably best about ruthless aggression, outside of the shit that y'all already mentioned, was ECW One Night Stand. Because that
Yeah.
allowed them to do shit that they wouldn't like, even though they was wilding. When they went to One Night Stand, and they was like, some of the matches was old ECW matches.
Hmm.
Like, you had Mysterio going against all his old rivals and shit. You like, shit was getting crazy.
I
All the
forgot
shit
about
with
that.
JBL, all the shit with JBL in them.
Hmm.
The way they was chanting, "You can't wrestle like John Cena," and my man was in there giving a 5 star, like
Hmm.
doing his thing with RVD. Like, they delivered in that time for sure. That I think is the unique part of what Ruthless Aggression brought us. But man, I ain't gonna lie, that the other shit that takes the attitude there to the next level, man. The Rock and Hulk Hogan, that
Mm.
racing motherfucker, that match was crazy.
That's
That's
right.
Hulk Hogan. That's his best fucking match in his whole life. And he dead went into that shit thinking he was gonna be the heel, and the crowd decided who was gonna be the fucking heel in the face.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Yeah,
That,
that was
and I
crazy.
think that might be the first time we saw that, where the crowd was like, "Nah, nah, nah.
Now we're
I
telling
know
you
what
what
y'all
it
trying
is.
to do. Yeah, in fact, I know what y'all want us to do, but we doing this."
Right.
Hmm. Still, son, we got Randy Orton kicking motherfuckers in the head, son. Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
saying attitude
yeah, he was
laid
doing
Legend
that
killer,
then. Yeah.
the
we got
attitude
legend
era laid the
killer.
groundwork for that.
You
It laid the
right, you
groundwork.
We
right.
had
It
Doctor
laid the groundwork.
Thugonomics. Yeah, we had
Doctor
Doctor
Thugonomics.
Thugonomics.
But I'm
We had the
saying
next
attitude
big
is
thing.
that's the foundation of ruthless aggression.
My man
You
kicked
Hmm
wouldn't
Stephanie in
have
the head, son.
Wild Boy. Not only that, this man again. Let's talk about it was real quick. I just recently seen this clip how he did the Vince's Orton to Stephanie after he had Triple H handcuffed to the ropes and they ended up
Yeah,
Yeah,
kissing her too after he did
yeah.
that. Wow, wow shit,
Randy
some
is a
wild shit.
yo. Listen, son. I don't know. I'm an attitude era guy, you know that, but it's an argument, son, because it's hard when you start really thinking about the storylines that came up in the rootless aggression era.
Hmm
Like it's like, damn, son, like you really. My man jumped across a whole limousine trunk and RKO'd Hulk Hogan.
You
That shit
say
is
you say
hilarious.
he hit some with the Bobby Schmurder. He's sliding over cars
Literally,
while he shoot.
they called it bow. My man is slumped over the trunk. He like 6'6",
You
slumped
say
over the trunk.
he was money dancing after.
Basically, the ball spot, he had that whole bro. Listen, he was violent, then he kicking people in the head.
Hmm
He was really I don't know, something like
Edge.
this.
Edge becomes
Edge was
rated R
one.
superstar.
Yeah. Again, we get
Yeah.
and
We
they
got the
push
Hardys,
Eddie.
right?
Hardy's kind of I feel like they debuted
Um.
during the Attitude Era though.
Yeah, they added to their, but they go
But they didn't
singles
take
in
off. Yeah, they didn't
yeah,
take
they go
off
singles
until
in ruthless aggression. I'm trying to think if Jeff won his belt before PG. He might have won it after PG started,
I
like
think so.
'09 or some shit. Yeah,
Yeah, he won it.
Yeah.
He won it around that time.
yeah. So he Jeff didn't like they never held the world title during the ruthless aggression, but the world title scene was fucking packed, bro.
Yeah,
Like shit was
it was too
insane.
crazy.
Yeah, it was like 20 motherfuckers in that shit.
It was too crazy.
Booker T was the champion during the fucking ruthless aggression as King Booker. Like
Wild boy. He was a
trash.
Wild West King.
I wish he got
Yeah.
more of a push though, like because I really like. That's why I'm so excited for Trick because we literally see Booker like it was like what Booker should have been,
Hmm.
although he is a Hall of Famer. But like we seeing it, and I'm glad like the crowd is reacting to Trick like that. First of all, he's in the hood of the WWE NXT. That's the most ghetto place ever. Like they wilding on it. Diss tracks.
I
They
would
going
never leave.
crazy over there. Me, I don't think I would leave either. I ain't gonna hold you. If they paying me well, I ain't leaving. But
I ain't
that
going
should look
nowhere.
fun as hell.
But yeah,
Never
all
leaving
right,
that shit.
all right, cool, nice. All right, so now let's move on to top five. All right, and this week's top five is going to be submission moves. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna let HB go because again, after that one like past few episodes, we don't want to start taking his submission. He threatened to leave the pod so many times. We don't want that to
Yeah,
happen. So make sure you
facts.
go first there, bro.
This
Shit.
nigga emotional.
Nah, I be cheating, man. Shit. Fuck. The fuck. So I got sorry about that. I got the Cripple of Crossface.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I know that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Bring
Hmm.
that theme song back. I got the Sharpshooter.
Okay,
Okay.
classic, legend.
Um, I got the Angle Lock.
Okay, that shit
Okay.
was regular.
It's, it's regular, but when he used to put the straps down,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he put everybody and their mother in the Angle Lock, he was putting Stephanie, he putting old people. He ain't care. He was on that Bubba Ray and Devon type shit. He's putting everybody in the Angle Lock. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
that's why I fuck with it. The Mandible Claw.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Mankind is a little fruity for that, but like he put his hand in people's mouth. He a deviant,
How,
but it worked.
wait, how's that fruity though?
I don't know, son. I'm
RP to the
putting my
legend
hand in
though, but
everybody's mouth, son.
I mean, but Bray was doing that too. It's really cute. It's that RP to the legend.
Hmm.
Bray was doing that
Yo,
too.
they nasty, man. They nasty, and the torture rack.
That
Wow.
shit was whack. Fuck Lex Luger. Fuck him, bitch ass. And he can't do shit in a wheelchair. Come see me.
Why you,
Oh
yo,
Yeah,
what's
wow.
good?
yeah.
What's the beef about?
Chill. He killed Miss Elizabeth with the pills, so it's static forever.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
static forever. And you stole my man girl, and we riding for Randy. You heard my
Oh
son hip hop
man.
album?
Oh,
Nah. You had
scratch the
five.
torture rack.
Nope.
Scratch the torture rack. Scratch
Nah,
the
because you
torture
about to
rack.
say
Nah,
Scratch the
nah, nah. You
torture
gotta
rack.
get five,
you
bro.
about to say one of
Nah,
mine. I feel like you are.
yep. Nope. You about to say somebody shit? Nope. You gotta wait.
Oh wow. That's what we doing. I ain't coming back.
Come on,
I ain't coming back.
yo.
That's what
He,
we
he
doing.
about to
Like
come in and take one of our shits. Go ahead, Trey.
I ain't never
I'm
coming back.
next. I
Yeah.
bet. So I got. I'm gonna be honest with you. You got Shinari named like three of my shits. It's just
Mm.
fine. It is what it is. But I'm gonna name. So I'm gonna say the Scorpion Deathlock, which is the same as the Sharpshooter. Very very clear, but big. I'm a
He
Sting
do it
fan.
different though. How he
Okay.
put you in the move, he do it different.
Slightly
Okay.
different, but
Yeah.
All right. So I got the Scorpion Deathlock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw y'all back with this one. Ready? Crossface chicken wing. Like, remember that? Remember that?
You talking about the Bob
Yeah,
Backlund shit?
yeah, the
That
Bob
shit
Backlund
was
joint.
crazy work.
I got that. I'm gonna say the guillotine. The one that Roman does, the front
Oh,
face,
okay, yeah, the choke, yeah.
the choke. Walls of Jericho.
It,
Okay,
that's what I
classic.
was trying to say. I ain't coming back,
See,
man.
look, you was going. He said
I ain't
five,
coming
one to
back.
add another. Like
I ain't come. I ain't coming. I ain't never coming back. Yo, this is my last time on the show, y'all. Like, you know, it's been real rocking out with y'all. You
you
know what
want
I'm
your
saying?
Rory and Meaty Mall shit.
That's crazy.
It's been real
And
rocking
then I
out with
think,
y'all.
come on, don't be like that, bro. Don't be like that. And then the last one, I'm just gonna have to say is the crippled crossface.
Mm.
That's on mine.
Yeah, the crippler
So,
CrossFit, that shit legendary. Um, I'll switch it up since Shanor Dead took at least two of my shit. I'm gonna go with the classic Figure Four by Ric Flair.
That's why I
I
ain't say it.
mean,
Yeah. I knew you
the
was gonna.
classic.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Fuck that. Figure Four is nice and all that. I want the Figure Eight by Charlotte. That shit crazy because
mm,
not everybody can do that bridge after putting you in the Figure Four. That takes
mm,
some work. So I'll get out to Charlotte. I'm gonna go with the Taz mission or the Kaja Hajime, the choke by
mm,
Taz. That shit was fire. I probably will go with the label lock, which is very similar to the cripple crossface. Just instead of a grapevine in your shoulder with his arms, he grapevines your like elbow. So your arm is up higher. So it actually looks a lot worse. Daniel
mm.
Bryan's basically version of the crossface. Um, so I got three. I would probably also go with Hell's Gate. It's the Undertaker's little choke. It's actually a choke that they use in MMA. That's where he stole it from.
Mm.
That shit is crazy. Especially because he's 7 foot trying to do submission. I think that was dope. And then I probably would end. I probably gotta go with the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter just was like one of them. That was like one of the first moves you did to like your little cousin or somebody.
It's
Like
just wild.
anybody who watched wrestling did the sharpshooter to their family. They got
Mm-hmm.
at least one cousin, brother, somebody, or you got the sharpshooter, or you was the little nigga and niggas put you in the sharpshooter like, bro, it ain't gonna hurt. This shit
Ain't
fake,
gonna
bro.
hurt. Yep,
And then
that
you
was.
in that shit like, I'm about to kill you. Let me, you tapping out like, yo, what the fuck?
And they over there screaming like, and you there tapping out like,
Yo. Yeah, I don't think
Um,
there's one of those moves, especially the submission holds, where you could be like, oh, nah, that shit was fake. I remember the first time somebody put me in a figure four, boy,
that shit
thought I was
hurt.
about to lose my knee.
that hurt. What's the what's the technical name for John Cena's SCFU?
Oh,
Because I was gonna say that one, but I don't know if it's
oh, it's the
the I,
STF.
it's
That's
called the
what it
SCF.
is.
He just calls
Yeah,
it
he put the
SCFU.
U on it for the because he was doing the FU at the
FU. Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
the
smart
STF. That shit
analysis.
was tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if y'all seen this one. It's not a legal move, but like he used to still do the shit. Tajiri used to do the tarantula in the
That shit was
ropes.
hard.
Oh,
That shit was
Yeah, I forgot
fire.
about all that shit.
So in ECW, he
He's
used
a
to be able to
legend.
do it. Facts,
mm-hmm.
very underrated. Should be in the Hall of Fame also.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But he used to do that shit in ECW for wins because there's no rope break.
Right.
So he used to do the tarantula. That shit was crazy.
That
I'm
was
like, yo,
that was
first off,
wild.
who's thinking of this? Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah. All right. Cool. And then
that's
there
the
was a
top
lot
top
of
five.
yeah. There was a lot of good submissions. And please, I mean, don't leave, bro. I need you, bro.
No, y'all be violating me all the time. Like, y'all know Jericho's my guy.
You should have had him on the list like earlier in the list,
Yeah,
bro.
I ain't hold you. Yeah.
You know, keep it a stack. But all right. But yeah,
You
that
said
wraps up.
Lex. That was crazy.
No, that was crazy. That was outrageous.
That was
That was outrageous. That was wild.
He must have zelled you some bread. He was like, yo, go ahead,
Yeah,
say
facts.
my name on the pod.
Yeah, you getting NIL from Lex? Like, what's
Yeah, I
good?
wish. Listen, if you could find that chain mesh shit, though, let me know, son.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on it. I'm dead
Ask
ass.
Braun
Like,
Breaker. I'm sure he could get
Did,
that shit.
didn't one of the starters have a submission move? Is it called like Steiner recliner or
Oh,
some shit
Steiner
like that?
recliner. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Scott Steiner.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay, I
basically
know he
like
had
fucking
Boston Crab, wasn't
yeah,
it?
it's
nah. It's like
like a camel clutch, wasn't it? Like you
it's a
sit down on
camel
your,
clutch kind of shit. Yeah,
yeah.
but he's
Oh,
not hooked
gotcha.
behind you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but- all right, y'all. So yeah, that was another episode of RNW Podcast. We appreciate y'all listening and watching. Just be sure to like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.